What is up, ladies and gents? You thought it was all over when we broke out Hoxton, but it's that time of year again. It is the time for the second annual Payday 2 Halloween update. Knock knock, who's there? The Headless Titan Dozer from Hell. So this seems to be the new boss monster that the new heist that we're undoubtedly getting is going to focus around. The Titan Dozer is actually something that was teased and mentioned a long way back in April, and hopefully it's going to be a bigger and better boss monster for this year's event. Now, all we know so far really is that we are getting back a lot of the stuff from last year's event, which was kind of oddly nostalgic for me because I remember covering this a whole year ago. But let's first of all read why exactly the Headless Titan Dozer is on the loose. No, Wolf, Dallas said not to, but it was already too late. Wolf had already dug up a hole looking for old Dozer's treasure, even though Houston and John had told him not to. Little did they know what horror they had unleashed upon themselves and their friends back in the safe house. So, seems like it's going to be a safe house based heist again, but later on in the video I'm going to be talking about what I'd like to see from this year's update and how I'd rather have a more of a heist as opposed to just a bunch of bosses walking at you. They should never have befriended their new neighbor, Old Man Dozer, to begin with. It started innocently enough. Old Dozer just wanted to show them his old badge. But one thing led to another, and after having tried out the cloaker goggles, police buttons, and tear gas grenades, Old Man Dozer said something they would all come to regret for the rest of their lives. Say, Hesters. Yes, Old Man Dozer? You know the old forbidden police cemetery nearby? Yeah? Let's go back to the beginning. So maybe this gives hints that we are going to be actually in a cemetery of some sort. Whether this is just backstory and exposition as to why this heist is taking place, I'm not sure. I would rather see a bigger, wider heist this year than we had last year, but the aesthetics are already shaping up to be excellent just looking at this Halloween page. So they are back. We went into the basement of the safe house and found a box filled with last year's Halloween masks and patterns. We were just about to throw them away when we realized you guys still want to get them. So they're back again, along with the patterns and achievements of yesteryear. So, as I said, this is oddly nostalgic. A whole year. I've been doing YouTube for about a year, as far as Payday is concerned, for about a year and 3 months or something like that. So, I did miss the anniversary. But we have things like the Venomoth, Frank, Pumpkin King, and Witch. Pumpkin King and Venomoth are two of the nicest looking masks in the game to this date. So, basically not much more has to be said about these. You definitely want to pick these up if you weren't around for last year's event, but more than likely it'll work the same way it did last year. They are random drops, so you just have to hope luck is in your favour. Now then, the achievements are back again, but of course there is Death Wish now, so we get the bonus 5th Nightmare, which, if you remember, the Nightmares actually unlock those creepy baby masks, so we will also likely be unlocking something else nice and secret for that. And if you guys were there for last year's event, you will know that Overkill, the 4th Nightmare, was really, really difficult. So I can only imagine that the 5th Nightmare is going to be terrifyingly hard. Last year, it was all about the headless bulldozers down in the basement of the safe house, and we were relying on, if I remember correctly, C4. I don't know what we'll do when we can't headshot the Titan Dozer this year. Now then, last but not least, on today's update, we have the masks and the patterns. We have Doomweaver, Stitches, Hannibalistic, Webbed, Howl, and Pumpkin Grinback, which is really actually quite important for me because I only ever picked up Doomweaver last Halloween. These were really hard to get your hands on, so I can pick up the other 5 this year and make even more interesting masks. So we can stop at masks. There's so much more to Halloween than just masks. It's about patterns, so we made 6 new ones last year for you. Inspired by the best scary movies ever done and other Halloweeny stuff, how about making a mask using the web pattern? That would look awesome. Or how about using the howl and chase someone with the over 9,000 saw? If only it was a knife though. Oh yeah, the masks and the patterns are only available during the Halloween event. No kidding. So you better be here or you'll be a crybaby all year, obviously referencing people complaining about not being able to pick up the achievements and not being able to 100% the game last year. So just to make it clear, we're not just getting the same update back again, we're getting 2 more days worth of information, locked until Wednesday and locked until Thursday, and of course Thursday is the actual release of the update. So put that in your calendars, the 30th of October, I think it's the same day last year. I'm really excited, and just briefly before I end this, scroll back up to the top, notice the brand new female heister who we've had teased is also in the poster, which is nice to see. And also what I'd like to see for the heist. So last year, as I said, you went down the basement, and it was suitably spooky, very dark, and all that happened was headless bulldozers walked at you. Well, I don't feel like they can really do that again. They kind of exhausted the headless bulldozer idea, but they've done it again with headless titan dozer, who could be much bigger, much more interesting. Actually takes strategy to take down, but I'd also like to see minions, actual other enemies, and an overall objective that's a little more plain than kill a bunch of bad guys. So that's what I'd love to see from this year's update, and of course, brilliant patterns, materials, mass, all that stuff I imagine will be coming again. So stay tuned, I will keep you updated on the Halloween event as things progress, and again, 30th of October, put it in your calendar, it's running all the way up to the 4th of November. So see you in the next video where hopefully we'll be discussing some new Halloween update news.